Hey, welcome tonight. It is officially 2018. We are so excited to be on the Zoom with you. I see a lot of really familiar faces, some new faces. I know a lot of you are just starting this business, and some of you are getting ramped up again for 2018. We are so excited to see your fresh face on here again, getting some new resolutions, some new goals set. And we just wanted to start off the new year with the Knellers because they are near and dear to our hearts. They're an amazing couple in this business, Ambassador Diamonds with It Works, and have been for years. You can tell that part of your story, and top income money earners. So, you know what? If you want to be at the top, you have to surround yourself with people at the top. And these are the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with.
I couldn't agree more. A lot of you know me, some of you don't know me, but I think that, Chad, it wasn't too long ago I gave you the highest compliment I'd ever give anyone, to be honest with you. I'm, as most of you know, I'm very selective of my circle, very protective of my inner circle, and I keep it small intentionally. And Chad is a guy that I will proudly tell you I follow in many ways. I'm a very independent person in my own right, but I have the utmost respect for Chad, and of course, with that respect for Chad comes a love for his wife. And so the Knellers are a family that the Conways have loved for a long time, and I know that's a mutual reciprocal relationship they love on us. There's been plenty of times over this journey where there's been mutual calls that sometimes we just need to bounce ideas off or scream and let steam out, or sometimes we needed a gut check or a punch in the nose, and we've given all those things to each other along the way, and we've emerged stronger and better for it each time. And so what we really wanted you guys to do is spend about 60 seconds talking about your story, because I don't want to take a ton of time with that. But what I really want you to talk about is, and correct me if I'm stepping on your toes, is really just, we're on the verge of something significant. And I think some people get that, some people don't get that. You guys have been around like us long enough. We've seen some really high peaks. We've been through some really low valleys. We've had people come, people go. We've had, computer software changes and wrap shortages and all these other kind of things throughout the years. But I think right now what people need to hear is why this is really a big deal and why you see that vision of a big deal. And that's really my main concern or question or desire from you guys. And with that, I turn it over unless you have anything.
Well, yeah, and I think just to add to that, I think what Quentin said is perfect. And what do you see the Knellers doing in 2018? I think speaking vision into these people is so incredibly important. And they get a lot of that from us, just on team pages and such. And so we want you to tell us what your plans are for 2018, speak some vision into other people.
Awesome. Well, first of all, we just want to thank you guys for letting us come on here and be a part of this. We have the same mad love and respect for your Ambassador Diamond leaders. You guys are so blessed to have the leaders that you do. I hope that you never take that for granted, because if I joined another team, I would totally sign up under them in a hot second. And so you guys, my name's Jaree Kneller. This is my husband, Chad Kneller. We are Ambassador Diamonds. We've been with the company. It'll be 6 years in July, which is crazy that we've been in this long, because it's having fun. Time flies, and that really is true. So when I got started, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was homeschooling my 2 older kiddos, and my youngest, who's autistic, was in diapers at the time. So 3 kiddos. Chad was an active duty Army officer, and I was looking for something that I could work part-time in my spare time, because we were drowning in credit card and student loan debt, silently drowning in credit card and student loan debt. And contrary to popular belief, the Army doesn't pay as well as you think it would for the things that these guys do. And so we were kind of desperately looking for something. I never thought it was going to be a direct sales company. Matter of fact, I was very adamantly opposed, because Chad had dabbled in some other companies in the past, and I had just, kind of put the brakes on and said, no, never again. We are not joining another company. So when I tried this product, even though I was broke, I found a way. That should be a clue right there. I was broke. I found a way to try the product because it piqued my interest enough. I was a huge skeptic because I am a hairdresser by trade. We did weight loss wraps in the salon, but it was always water weight. So I assumed in my ignorance that this was the same kind of thing, really gimmicky. But I still wanted to try it myself. So I tried a wrap. I ate some humble pie because I had amazing results. And I decided to join on the spot and become a distributor because for me, it was a no-brainer. I thought, oh my gosh, when my friends and family see these results, they're going to freak out and they're going to want to try it. I didn't have high hopes for this business even at that point. All I could see at that moment was that surely I could sell enough of this product to get mine for free because I can't afford to keep this new addiction going. And so as I started sharing those result pictures and we're talking to people and it was just ignorance on fire, I started signing people up and I quickly realized that I needed to set a goal for myself. So our goal was $300 to $500. We reached that goal our very first month, you guys, just simply by getting excited and talking to people. Opening your mouths, talking about your business is so, so important. Be excited. Be a product of the product. Share your passion and your love for the products with everybody that you come into contact with and never prejudge their pocketbook. I didn't have $25 to spend on a wrap, but I found a way to try it. And most people will if you build value. So all that to say, 8 months into the business, I surpassed Chad's income as an active duty Army officer, you guys. So I went from never having any kind of experience in network marketing to getting involved with this company and it just exploding out of nowhere. And along the way, we've been through a lot of ups and downs. You guys, it hasn't been unicorns and rainbows on this journey. While I was a diamond in the business, our youngest, I want Chad to jump in and talk about that a little bit, but our youngest got extremely ill in the middle of the night one night. You guys, Chad was gone. He was deployed to Afghanistan. Our little Elijah was right at 2 years old, and he had been very sickly all of his life. But the Holy Spirit, sounds kooky crazy, but it's the truth. The Lord just woke me and told me to go check on my baby. Now, this was my third child, you guys. I don't know about you, but I wasn't checking to see if my third one was breathing. Like, it wasn't normal for me to go check on him after the first and the second one. You're just like, okay, they're going to be fine. And so I listened and I went and checked on him. And when I did, Elijah was bleeding out. He was bleeding internally and it was bleeding out of his body. And he was barely hanging on by a thread. And I literally almost lost my 2-year-old while my husband was deployed in Afghanistan.
Yeah, for me, from my perspective, it was just, I don't know, some of you can probably relate. You're just kind of doing life, and you're thinking there's got to be more than this, there's got to be more than this, there's got to be more than this. I don't like this happening, I don't like this happening, I don't like this happening. So even though I preferred the military and I chose the military because I liked it, and I was never like a 9-to-5 like office cubicle person. So I like the adventure of the military. I like training soldiers. I like jumping out of airplanes. I like doing all that stuff. What I didn't like was all on a Sunday afternoon when I'm loading the car up to go to church. So I got to go pick up some soldier, an hour away because he got drunk the night before, and I got to go bail him out of jail, or taking my kids to a movie and getting a call that, hey, we need you to come in right now. And I got to take them out of the movie theater, or having a vacation to Disney World planned and, getting canceled 10 days before because the Army's plans changed. And I have to break that to my kids, and they're like crying because, they were planning on going to Disney World. So for me, when I'm in Afghanistan and I find out that my wife's freaking out and my son could die, obviously I wanted to go home. But when you're a soldier, the truth of the matter is the Army comes first. It really doesn't matter because those 6 guys that I was in charge kind of trumped whatever was happening in my family. And that's what I signed up for. So it just kind of all these realizations on top of that. A buddy of mine that just seemed like he was the all-American hero, that seemed like he was invincible, and he got killed like a couple months before I deployed to Afghanistan. All these things are going in my head. I'm thinking, do I really want to do this for 10 more years? Do I really want to miss out on all these things for 10 more years? So when this was happening at home, I was literally in an airport, and I obviously wanted to go straight home. I had all the information I needed to go home, Red Cross, all that stuff. But I had to literally leave the airport and fly the wrong direction like a whole day. And it took me like 2 days to get back to the airport to be able to finally start my way home. And so by the time I actually got home, Elijah had the life-saving surgery and been released from the hospital. And so I literally got home like a couple hours. So that was on Christmas Eve, 2012. And so for us, we woke up, 5 years ago on New Year's Day or whatever. And we're like, hey, we're going to make this happen. And then we went to conference. And I know a lot of you are probably going to conference, and we sat there and we saw people like the Conways who had already gotten to where we wanted to go.
No, we actually, like, the Conways are what got us fired up. I remember that first one when they were on stage. I remember Lori was wearing camouflage pants and a tank top, and I just totally girl crushed so hard. I was just like, oh my gosh, I love her. I want to be her. And so it's so funny how it comes full circle now that we're friends, because they are a huge part of the reason why I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be like them when I grow up.
So, you know, after that was 5 years ago. So kind of fast forward, I want to kind of touch, and I know that was a little over 60 seconds on the story.
Sorry,
but,
Q.
you know, it'll be all right. But fast forward, you know, 5 years. So what have we learned in 5 years, and why is now different, right? So 5 years ago, we went to conference, we caught the vision, we got excited, went from making a couple thousand a month to like 40,000 a month in 4 months, I think, with this company. And the next year got into the 50,000 a month, and just have never gone below 20 since. And you got to remember, when I was in the Army, I made my best month was like 7,000. So our worst month in It Works has been 3 times as much, and it's been 10 times as fun working with my wife doing this than I was in the Army, even though I love the Army. This has been way better. So here's what I'm thinking right now. What's so cool about this is a couple things. Number one is we have a window of opportunity. And every single year, what happens during the next 3-4 months is the runners separate themselves from the herd. And how they do it is they go all in. You know, I love that game, Texas Hold'em. So you guys probably all heard of it, but there's a part in the game where you have to go all in. You basically, you know, you say, I'm gonna make my stand, and you push all your chips into the middle, and you're like, I hope I have the good cards because I lose if I don't. And if you win, then you get to like double or triple everything that you've got. And that's kind of how I see it works. It works. We went all in. And I know the Conways went all in. And so many people over the last 5 years, we've watched every single year put their chips in the table. They're all in, which basically means they're gonna run hard for 60, 90, 120 days and leave it all on the table. And after that time, they're going to say, we did everything we possibly could to go as far as we could, as fast as we could.
Right. And whenever we look back on the times that our checks, you know, it's gone from that. Because when we went to that first conference, I was a diamond, you guys. I was diamond. I was making diamond pay. And when we got there and we saw the vision, so there's some of you right now that are on the fence, like, is it worth it? Should I go to conference? I've already bought my ticket. I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to if I want to scrimp and save the money that's necessary to get there. I don't know if I want to sleep on a floor and eat peanut butter and jelly in a hotel room. Like, stop that talk. Like, I'm telling you that going to conference changed everything for us. I actually wasn't going to go. I was trying to talk Chad out of making me go, because I was like, our baby just got out of the hospital. I don't really want to go. I'm not going to be more all in at Works than I am now. And I couldn't have been more wrong, you guys, because when you go there, it goes from you being a part of It Works to It Works being in you. It becomes a part of you, and it changes everything. And we all talk about it. You hear all the top leaders saying you just have to be there to understand it. But that's the truth. You just have to be there to understand it. And when I look back to every time that our checks were doubling and tripling, I can pinpoint it back to going to conference and then having a 90-day run. 90 straight days of focused intensity where we are, and when we did our first 90-day run out of that first conference, Chad was still an active duty Army officer. I was still homeschooling my 2 older kids. We still had a special needs child. I did not have a nanny. I didn't have family close. I had no friends in the area. So I was still doing everything on the home front by myself. And we were still in 101 days, you guys, we went from diamond to presidential. And that pay was insane. And so what I want to tell you is that if it is important enough to you, then you will carve out the time and take time away from the extracurricular activities, from the Netflix binges, from going out with your girlfriends, and just spend time working your business. If you will do that, and if I told you that if you spent 90 straight days, that you could more than quadruple your full-time job pay, would it be worth it to you to lay all of your hobbies and stuff to the side if you did it for 90 days? If you had that promise at the end? I'm telling you, all of you, every single one of you, if there was a guarantee check that you were going to have a check that's that big, multiple 5 figures in a month, you would do it. I'm telling you that is your reality. That is what can happen. But the question is, are you going to do what you need to do to get there?
Yeah, and I just want to talk about the tools in place, because in in our 5+ years, we've never ever seen like the tools in place at the beginning of the year like they are right now. Normally it's kind of like you hype up conference, and then at conference there's a big surprise and all comes out. But they've given us everything we need to have an amazing January this year, like better than ever in the history of when I've been here.
Hey, I had only really 2 questions for you this whole night. One for Chad, and then the follow-up one is a taboo question that I'm going to throw at Jaree, but you're already starting to go down the path, so I want to direct it a little bit. I think one of the reasons why I shy away from, or I want short, concise stories, is I think there's so many people who come into business now with the yeah, but. Yeah, but that was 5 years ago. Yeah, but that's just you. Yeah, but those times have changed. Yeah, but social media is different now. Yeah, but, right? We have all the yeah, buts. And I know Chad is such a green and detailed personality that he has a forward-looking vision. And he strategically looks at things not from what we've done in the past and how we can replicate those, but how that has shaped us to be right now where we're at in a current situation so that we can adapt and move forward. So what I want you to touch on when you're starting to do it is talk about how specifically this WPF program, how you see that casting forward, not what we've done in the past, not how we did it in the past, not where we came from, but what we're going to do moving forward with what we've got.
I'm going to mute all.
Watch.
And then unmute.
Through, but yeah, so here's what's exciting to me. I got a message from my sister a few minutes ago, and my sister's been in the business for a long time with us. Our brother just signed up. And, my brother's, I didn't know if he'd ever sign up. He just signed up, and I think today he signed up his 4th distributor. He's already signed up like 12 loyal customers.
He was literally,
he was
the most negative person ever in the history of us getting started in the business. Like we had to block him off Facebook because he was so bad and negative about it works. And he has finally joined our business and is killing it.
Yeah. There's a big backstory. Like all the other companies I was in before, I pretty much just told him he's joining with me, and I never gave me training. And this time he's like, I'm not doing it. I've done the other ones. I'm not doing it. So we dripped on him for a long time. But, and my sister's sharing me a girl she just met the other day, and that girl signed like her 6th loyal up today. And it's exciting times, guys, because everybody wants what we have right now. If you go line 1,000 people up and say, hey, raise your hand if you want to lose some weight over the next few months, most of them, 900, some are going to raise their hands, right? Raise your hands if you want to make some more money this year than you made last year. Most people want that, and they're all thinking about it right now. So we already have the stage is set. The ground is fertile. What we have to do is we just have to make sure that we're letting them know. And so what we have in place right now, I like to call it the trifecta, right? The trifecta, because we have 3 new packages, the Fit 5, the Fit 15, the Fit 30. I'm not going to go through what's in all of them, but basically it's retarded how affordable they are. It takes away everyone's excuse of I can't afford that, because there's 3 packages that are affordable, and the Fit 30 retail would be over $500. If you bought all the products in that, it'd be over $300, and we get it for $156 as a loyal customer, as distributors and loyal customers, and it's actually 80 BV. So it can be on your auto ship as a distributor. It's just an amazing package that is put together for all of us. There's everything in there that they need, that everyone needs to hit their New Year's resolution. So becoming a product of the product has become very easy with these fit packages. So that's the first thing. Number 2, if you're wanting to build a team, which you all should be, we can go out now and we can say, hey, you get enough product in your $99 kit to double your income. If you do nothing else, you can spend $99. You can sell everything in that kit and make $200+ I think it's more like $220. You can sell everything in that kit. And if that's the worst case scenario, you just doubled your money. You spent $100 and made $200 back. That takes away almost every objection that you could ever come up with. And that's just something huge, guys, that we have to be promoting. And here's what's in addition to that. Normally, when you get the kit, think if you're a new distributor, you've never tried It Works, and you get your kit and you're like, yeah, I got some wraps and I got some defining gel. Oh, I'm reading about these other products, but I don't know if I should try this one or try this one or try that one. With the Fit 5 and getting 5 things in your kit instead of 2, now they get to try the coffee. They get to try the greens. Not only they get to try it, they can try it and have their husband try it, or their mom try it, or whoever's over, their best friend try it together, just that comes in the kit. So that's huge. And then the third thing is the whole community, because the biggest reason why most people fail on their New Year's resolutions every year is because no one can really get it done by themselves. And normally what happens in this chaos of us building and sharing and growing is we sign customers up, we sign distributors up, and we're on to the next customer, next distributor, and people get lost in the shuffle. So now we have an actual community where people can get plugged in. They can have some fun trying to earn the fit coins and get free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff, right? And they can get the recipes, and they can get the exercises, and just be plugged in with like-minded people right away. We're all heading in the same direction. So I think between those three things that are on the table right now, that this is going to be the best January that we've seen since we've been in the company for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so what I want to touch on a little bit is, 2017 is behind us. Okay, it's behind us. Trust me, we all felt the weight of what the year 2017 did, and I am just ready to completely put it behind me, because you guys, you need to be excited about what God is doing in 2018. This is the year of Jubilee, you guys. This is the year of the increase. This is the year of the upgrade. This is the year that things are going to change. And I'm just going to tell you this because there are a lot of you on here that have been in the company for years. And I want to explain to you, 2017 was a learning year for a lot of people, myself included. And I'm telling you that God is using that year, and he has used it to shape and mold you to become the leader that he needs you to be for this harvest that I believe truly with everything in me is coming. I do not believe that we have scratched the scratch on what It Works is going to do. You know, a lot of us talk about 2014 and 2015. They were big boom years. It was when social media came on. It's when I went ambassador, and it was exciting. It was big. There was a lot of people promoting, but I'm telling you, we are going to have bigger years than those years. So stop looking in the past, stop comparing to everything. And I want you to look forward and have vision for the future, because I'm telling you, 2018 is going to be a huge year. We were sifted so much in the year of 2017. And it's good, because you know what? Your faith, your loyalty, God is going to honor that. You are firmly planted, and you are right where you're supposed to be. So if there's been doubt in your mind whatsoever, I want to nix that in the butt right now, because you are in the right place at the right time. And I couldn't be more excited. You guys, the WTF program, like, this is huge. This is something, you can ask Lori Quinton, all the ambassadors, this is something that we have been wanting to have into place so that we could have retention for our customers and to have this kind of a community. So this is exciting time. So I just want to encourage you to be to go to God with an expectant heart. I want you to expect this year to be the best year yet. I want you to expect your team to explode. I want you to expect to become the best leader that you can possibly be. And embrace
a brown ladybug? Yeah. I have
embrace.
not.
I'll wait until you get a muted. Okay. Embrace everything that you've gone through. Embrace all of the struggle and the obstacles, because one of the things that stood out to me a while back, Quentin said that people relate to your struggle long before they do your success. And I'm going to tell you that I know that to be 100% fact. I share my struggle on a regular basis. I share my past. You guys know about it. I have sexual abuse in my past. I'm a high school dropout. I have a learning disability, and I have so many cards that were stacked against me in my life. And Chad and I, my gosh, we've been a train wreck and more years in our marriage than not. But you know what? God loves to take messed up people and to do amazing things with them. And he gets the glory for this. That's what I love about this. God has elevated Chad and I and Lori and Quentin as Ambassador Diamonds in a company. It's God. I mean, we put in the work, but he elevated us. And it was so that we could share our real life, transparent, in your story, real, raw, everything. And so that you can connect with us on a deeper level, and so that you can realize that there is greatness that lies in you, that it doesn't matter what your past is. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter what you've been through. I don't care if you feel dirty, unworthy, whatever it is. God can use you, and he wants to use you. And 2017 was a necessary year for God to test you, to make sure that you have the grit, the staying power, and the faith and loyalty to experience what he's bringing to the table for you in 2018. You guys are going to experience something like you've never experienced before. And I just want to tell you that I'm really proud of you for sticking it through. I'm proud of you for having that grit. And, you know, loyalty is, in my book, it's at the top. You don't have to be an ambassador diamond in the company. Like I would take 20 people who are loyal over one rock star that's going to come and pop up and then turn around and leave.
Can I interrupt and say something? Sorry. I'm trying to butt in. I'm sorry, but I've had a really, last year was the roughest for us.
We'll let you say something at the end.
Hey, Tammy, use it in the chat, and then we'll open it up at the end, okay?
Yeah, I saw somebody on here said pregnant with expectation. I love that.
So
and it's something popped in my head, and I don't know why I'm supposed to share this, but I guess I will. You know, I heard years ago, and I've always believed this, and I think it's so true, that expectation is invitation. You know, however you want to word it, however you want to say it, but expectation is invitation. I'll give you an example. Our youngest son, Elijah, he's 7 now, and the kid loves Yahtzee. Right? He just loves the Yahtzee game, like all day long. He's like, Dad, play Yahtzee. Like I have to play Yahtzee with him twice a day. And then he has Jaree play Yahtzee with him, and he plays Yahtzee by himself. He loves it so much. And what's crazy is when I'm playing with my son Yahtzee, like normal people, when you get a real bad score, you cross the Yahtzee off, right? Because you know the odds are lower that you'll get an actual Yahtzee than anything else. But my son is so expectant, and he believes so much.
So much belief and faith.
He has so much faith and so much belief that he's always going to get a Yahtzee in every single game, that he's never, ever one time crossed off Yahtzee. And what blows my mind is out of everyone in the house, the kid rolls, like earlier tonight, he rolled 3 Yahtzees in one game. I think yesterday he rolled 4 Yahtzees in one game. I can't even get a Yahtzee like one a week, right? And here my son's just rolling Yahtzees like nothing. And I just look at him and I thought about that, and I'm like, his faith is so strong, and he just knows that he knows that he knows that he's got a great chance of rolling a Yahtzee, even though you and I might look at that and go, oh, it's probably not going to happen. So 2018 is the year of knowing that you know. Mm-hmm. It's the year of knowing that you know that you're not only you just going to throw a dream board up, throw a goal, put something on paper because someone in the upline asked you. You're actually going to put it down and you're going to believe it. You're going to put it down. You're going to hang it on your TV. So you're forced to remind yourself of your goals right before you turn the TV on. Or you're going to put it on the refrigerator, you know, your weight loss goals. So you're forced to remind yourself of your weight loss goals before you decide what you're going to eat out of the refrigerator, right? And this is going to be the year that we're going to do what we've never done so we can all have what we've never had. And that's what's so exciting. So, man, just remember my son and Yahtzee and have that kind of confidence and that kind of faith. And the sky's the limit. It's definitely possible.
I love that. And I know Kendall said this in the chat. It's childlike wonder. You know, God calls us to have childlike faith. And I believe that to be true because we don't have to understand everything there is to know about everything before we take a step forward. And taking a step forward in faith sometimes is just not knowing how you're going to get there, but you know that you must take the steps to do something. And so sometimes you feel like you're moving and nothing's happening, but like Jaree was saying, that 90-day push, and you come out and you commit yourself for 90 days, and you are consistent with everything that you do. You work hard when people are not watching. You work hard at home, not shouting about it on Facebook or on the team pages, but you work hard and you keep your head down. In 90 days, your life can be completely changed. We saw a movie today. This is my movie plug because I loved it. The Greatest Showman. It was incredible. If you haven't seen the movie, you need to go see the movie because I just feel like it was the perfect timing, the first part of the year. And it talks about this kid that grows up, right? The circus, the Barnum kid that grows up to start the circus, but he has this passion in him as a child. It's this childlike faith, this childlike wonder that he knows someday in his heart. He doesn't see it because he grew up poor. He grew up begging for food. But someday he's going to do something great. In the story, I won't give it all away, but there's lots of this through the movie. And, you know, Quinn and I were talking about this at dinner tonight. He's like, why did you like that movie so much? I mean, I thought it was good, but why did you like it so much? I'm like, I loved it because not only was he a child and had the dream that he pursued, he didn't have a clue how he was going to get there because he didn't have the resources, but he found a way. But even when he got there, he still did this. Even when he got to where he wanted, he still plummeted sometimes and still felt those valleys, but in those valleys, he still rose back up. And it's such a great story of perseverance and determination for each and every one of us. An imagination to think outside the box. Just because something's worked for you in the past doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you in 2018. You have to be willing to be adaptable and change with times. You have to be willing to do something a little bit different that you've done in the past. You know, I know, like Jaree was talking about earlier about growing on Facebook and seeing success with that, and everybody, you know, like Clinton saying, but that was 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Guys, we haven't seen anything yet. And I know Chad and Jaree both said that. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. And I completely full on believe that, because there is so much that we don't know and that we don't necessarily see in front of us that is there for us, for our taking.
Yeah, I have one thing I want to ask you, Jaree, and I want to go back to you, Chad, and then we'll kind of open it up at the end. And Jaree, you know me, I'm not afraid of taboo, and neither are you, so that's why I'm tossing this to you. WTF, I don't like it. What do you tell people who are struggling with the WTF identity and marketing through that? I understand, you know, I understand that this is a bigger vision and has more to do with fitness than 3 letters, but I've seen some posts, I've heard you make some comments, and I think it would be appropriate for this group to share those.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I personally don't have an issue with WTF. And here's why. Because It Works has already gone to the point of making F-bombs, friendships, fun, freedom. Like, they've changed the face of what F-bombs mean. When I think about F-bombs now, when I used to think F-bomb, I thought the F word, okay? But now when I hear F-bomb, like, automatically my mind goes to friendships, fun, and freedom, because that's what they've coined. They've taken something that the enemy meant for bad and they've turned it into something good, to where my mind doesn't even go to thinking of the 4-letter cuss word. I'm so excited about WTF because we are taking back an acronym that has only meant what the F for 5 years, okay? It used to mean where's the faith? Why the face? What's for dinner? Or what's on dinner? What's for something? Anyway, there's so many things that what TF or WTF meant. And so I'm excited that we are taking that. So now when people think of WTF, they're not going to think what the F, they're going to think what the fit. And I think that's exciting. So, but I get it. And I understand that that it is hard to, and you can like it or not like it, and that's fine. You can change you can talk about the fit works, and, you know, you can say what the fit and not WTF, but at the end of the day, it's all what we make it. So that's my 10 cents, Q.
No, I appreciate that, Chad. I always like to make sure that anytime we do a Zoom or a call, people walk away with like nuts and bolts, tangible things, tangible tips on like, yeah, I heard your story. Yeah, you can give me the rah-rah speech. Yeah, you can tell me that you're on Team It Works. But what are you actually doing in 2018 to implement the success that you see in your future? So give me specifics. There's 100 people on this Zoom that say, hey, the Knellers are successful. They're going to be even more successful in 2018. Specifically, how are you going to do that?
So the core, and I go back to this, and, you know, people like it, don't like it, whatever. I know we live in a social media age where people, you know, want to do, we always kind of naturally looking for the least path of resistance, the shortcut. How can we build this business a real easy way? What I've found in the 5 years is there's no way getting around building relationships. This is a people building business. It takes people to run with. It takes relationships to go with. And what I found is that the easiest, most duplicatable possible thing we can have in our businesses is just having conversations with people. Now, that's why the company loves the wrap parties, because there's no way you're not going to have a conversation with people at a wrap party when you have, you know, 4 or 5 ladies in a room and a person sharing the products and everything like that. But those relationships have to happen. The conversations have to happen. We don't do a whole lot of wrap parties, so we have to have a whole lot of phone conversations, a lot of one-on-one conversations. And so we do a lot of 3-way calls. We promote 3-way calls in our team. And all that means is that you have a prospect who knows you. That's great. You guys might have trust together. You probably don't have respect as far as a business. So if you can just promote your prospect to get on a call with someone else, only a good thing is going to come from that. And what I've found is that the more 3-way calls I'm on personally with people, and the more 3-way calls that are happening throughout our team, then the more enrollments that we have happening, period. And I would put 6 months pay on the line that I could go through all the different organizations and see who has the most conversations and relationships being built and the most three-way calls happening. And those are the teams that are growing the fastest. So it's just simple. It's duplicatable. It trains the distributor, because just imagine if one of you, maybe if someone, you're new on here, just imagine how powerful it would be for you to take one of your prospects and put them on the phone with an upline diamond or double and triple, and to be able to listen to how your upline is talking to your prospect. After you do that 5 or 6 times, you're going to be able to easily match that, and you're going to have a very similar conversation with your team's prospects. And that's why it can duplicate so fast. And you know what? Whenever Jaree and I want to promote, whenever we want to promote or push our own business, promote because we're trying to go from whatever to presidential or to ambassador or 2.0, whether it was diamond or double or triple, it's always the same thing. We're being very intentional about having new conversations with people on the phone every single day. Okay. And our formula has been, if we can have 3 to 5 conversations a day, we're just meeting brand new people. And then we have our team putting us on calls and we have follow-ups and all that kind of stuff. Then that's when we're in our groove. Our formula. That's our formula. That's when we're in our rhythm. That's how we can create massive action, which massive action is really what you want in this business. If you want to go big with it, if you want to make $300 to $500, you probably wouldn't be on this Zoom right now. I'm assuming that since you're on this Zoom, you probably want to go diamond or beyond, a couple thousand. So to have that, you have to have a team, and to have a team, you have to have the culture, and you have to have the relationships happening, and the urgency and the excitement and the enthusiasm. So that's why at the beginning I said expectation is invitation. Your altitude, your attitude equals your altitude, right? And success loves speed. So it works. And what's crazy is it works didn't have to give us all these promotions. They could have said, here's the products, here's the compensation plan. Now you go do what it takes to get whatever you want out of this. But no, they're basically dangling that carrot in front of us. They're saying, we're going to do our best. We're going to have think tanks. We're going to have support. We're going to give you everything we can possibly humanly think of to help you guys make as much money as possible. And I hope you guys, this being my 5th company, I've never seen that in any other company in my life. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist in most companies out there. So we are so fortunate and blessed that we have a corporate team that has our backs and wants to make it as easy as possible for us to go out and do it. All we have to do is use what they've given us, have the urgency, get excited about all of it, and then go out and share it with the world.
So before you open this up, Lori, I really have something that's weighing heavy on my heart that I just wanted to share, because I feel like God wants me to share it. That's okay. So this is going to go a little bit deeper, guys, because I feel like I'm talking to somebody out there. Might be multiple of you, but at least one of you have been living under this cloud of disappointment. And you've questioned yourself, and you've said, am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of the next promotion? Have I forgotten my why? Like, what's wrong with me? And there's this cloud of disappointment that you've been living under. You've been disappointed because you made goals and you didn't reach them. You're disappointed because you hit ranks and you've lost them. And you're living underneath that identity and that cloud. And I just want you to know that disappointment, that's not of God, and that you are more than worthy. You are more than a conqueror, and you have so much more that you're going to set out to do. And I'm just really excited for what God's going to do. So when you learn to stop living underneath that cloud of disappointment, and you realize that you are worthy and that this is your time, that you had to go through what you went through in order to be where you are today. And so anyway, I don't know who that was for, but that's it. What else?
Chad, what are you doing to get people on the phone? What is your team doing to get people on the phone? The phone's a great idea. And I know the expansion of that thought process is we live in such a separated digital age where we think we're cultivating relationships on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, but we're really not. It really takes that personal connection, and that's really what the phone does. Is it takes it to the next level. I know that, but what are you guys doing to get people on the phone? I know that's going through somebody's head out there.
Yeah, I'm going to give you exactly.
She's giving you an exact script right now, but the general idea is
no, it's not a script. Listen,
you need to talk to them.
Listen.
Or voicemail.
Girl, I'd love to give you some more info. I honestly have a crazy schedule, but I'd love to give you a little snippet about what I do, and then you can ask any questions, and we can talk about it a little later. So what I do is I'm a rep for an all-natural health and wellness company. We take pride in inspiring others. We lift them up, and we basically help people get their sexy back. Our goal is to talk to as many people as we can about the products and how those products are going to help them on their health and wellness journey. We are also finding people who are wanting to make an extra income from home. So we're doing both. Our main goal is to help people get skinny and to help them make money. Like, it's the best job in the world. So if that sounds like something that seems super simple to you and you could do it, then I'd love to give you some more information, but we're going to have to talk on the phone because it's hard to go back and forth sending paragraphs and it can get confusing. So what time do you have available today or tomorrow to jump on the phone?
Okay, so it's something to that effect. I can send it to Q and Lori through Facebook. They can then put it in a group chat or whatever, and then you can type it out and then say your own thing. So, but that's 1 minute, giving them a snippet about what I do, but letting them know that, hey, if you want to learn more and you want to, and I don't even mention it works. I just talk about the health and wellness company, and then when's a good time to get on the phone? And I get huge response from that. Another thing that works really well to get people on the phone, we use a ton of Instagram stories. I do the Instagram story poll, and I ask, would you want to work from your phone like I do? Something to that effect. And then I always say, I'm skeptical, but I'm interested. And then, yes, I would love to. So it's always a positive answer on that poll. And then I'm reaching out and like, hey, girl, I would love to get you some more information about what I do. But Instagram's kind of funny about how much verbiage they'll let me send here. So what's a good number for me to reach you at so we can talk about this? People on Instagram are crazy. They give out their phone number like it's nothing. Like Facebook people are so skeptical on Instagram. Almost everybody I ask for their phone number gives it to me. And then I voice memo them because you know you can voice, if you have an iPhone, you can voice memo Samsungs and iPhones. You just have to forward the message in a different way. So I just have messages saved on my phone that's a hey girl. And so that I can just send that. I don't even have to, it just sounds really personal to that person, but it just says, hey girl. And it just makes my life easier because I feel like, I don't know how you guys feel about this, Lori and Quentin, but I feel like messaging is the lifeblood of our business. Like if you're not outside of belly to belly and getting out there in front of people and building those relationships, if you want to be successful in social media, it's my personal opinion that you have to message. Like if you're not messaging, and I'm talking messaging like 50 to 100 people a day, then you can't expect to be making a good paycheck from It Works if that's all you're doing is messaging and you're messaging like 10 or 20 people a day. You have to really, if you want to make money on social media, then you got to put in the work.
Hey, Jaree, will you share with the group what you said to me? You may not even remember, so I'll remind you. You said it to me when you were at my house. You and Laura were at the house. You said when you're messaging people online, it's like an online blitz. Will you talk a little bit about that? Do you remember saying that?
Yeah, I do. Because, you know, some people are like, oh, we can't, you know, you can't blitz somebody online. You can't expose somebody to the business when you first accept, or when they first accept your friend request. And I personally don't hold that belief, because here's why. You guys, if you can go out in public and blitz somebody face to face that you've never met before, then you can certainly blitz somebody online. You just do it in a tactful way. And let me explain how I do that, because I have people that accept my friend requests every single day. And what I do, as soon as they accept it, or I see that they accept it, I'm going to their page, finding a little bit about them, about their kids, and then I'm sending them a message after I show some love on their page and just saying something to the effect of, hey girl, oh my gosh, your kids are so freaking cute. I'm so excited that we've connected on here. I know that we're going to have amazing conversations in the future. Wait for them to respond back. And then I start asking questions about their life, which is the same thing I do when I'm blitzing. I am not that girl. There's nothing wrong with it, but I am just not the girl that has my blitz card that's like, hey, do you want a coupon? Hey, do you want a coupon? To me, that's weird for me. And so I like to start a conversation and have genuine, like, hey girl, oh my God, those boots are so cute. Are you from around here? Do you work from home, or where do you work? And people are they're going to reciprocate that, and they're going to ask you what you do, whether you're in person or you're online. And that is your in. That can be 10 minutes after somebody accepts your friend request. You can ask them what they do for a job, and when they ask you, that's an open invite for you to blitz them online. So I blitz in person and I blitz online, and you're going to have negative Nellies no matter what. So you just do you, and just don't make it weird. Make it like a casual conversation, and they're going to ask you the same questions back.
I love that. I love it. Okay. I know we had a couple of questions. What I would like to do is I'll stop the recording so we can open it up a little bit. So for the sake of the recording, thank you so much, Knellers. We really appreciate you and love you so much. I know that 2018 is going to bring you an abundance of blessings, and I appreciate you pouring into us.
Thank you.